that, right? To episode 7 of Life After High School. I believe it's episode 7. If not, we're not going to trip about that, man. We got some other things that we want to talk about. And y'all already know, if you follow me just a little bit, you know I like to get right to the point. I don't like the fluff or the hoopla, right? So today I want to talk to you about how they lied to you, right? They lied to you. I promise you they lied to you. And when I say they, who am I talking about? That includes you too, right? You lied to you too. But before we get into that, let's do this. Tips for attracting your mission, right? I want you to get to that point where you attract your mission to you. So y'all already know, listen, man, everything that we're going over, when you come into the community, you grab access to, right? You grab access to. So I want to give it directly to you off of what I have here. Why? Because I have a tendency of getting off track and not being focused. So I write everything down so that I can stay focused and make sure you get the mission, right? You get the message. Let's talk about the tips that attract your mission to you. Number one, I need you to have a plan, right? I need you to have a plan. When I got up this morning, first thing I did was look at the plan. What's the plan, Pierre? What do you have to do today, right? What's the plan for today? I put the plan together last night before I went to sleep. I woke up this morning. I looked at the plan. Yep. Looked at my wife. I said, hey, I got to do this. I got to do this. Once I'm done with this, I got this window. We can go do this. But then by this time, we got to be done. I got to get to this. Why? Because I have a plan, right? If you don't have a plan for yourself, you're going to follow somebody else's plan for you. Okay. And that plan is most likely only going to benefit the person that put that plan in front of you. So once you have a plan, I want you to write the plan. Like I wrote the notes, right? I wrote everything out so that I can come here, I can deliver it to you and give you exactly what it is. So I want you to write the plan, because if you rely on only your mind to hold it, you're going to forget it. All right. That's not that we don't need to forget it. That's not why we're here. All right. Number 3, I want you to put in the hard work to accomplish the plan. The hard work to accomplish the plan. So I told y'all, I told my wife, this is the plan. I got this window right here. We can go do this, but then I got to be done by this time so I can get back to this so I can do that, right? The hard work. For me, the hard work is saying, man, I went hard all week, right? Played all week, but I still got some stuff to do, babe. So therefore, I only have this window for us to go relax, right? Outside of that, I got to get back to the work. So I got to put in the hard work. The hard part is telling my wife, we can't do this today. We can't do that. I got to go do this. Okay. So put in the hard work. All right. What was that? Number 1, 2, 3. Number 4, don't lose momentum. Never give up. Okay. You cannot afford to lose momentum. Momentum is a feeling, right? You have that feeling like, man, you can't be stopped. Everything's going good. Yup. Oh, that little thing, I ain't worried about that. And you keep pushing, right? That's that momentum. And I want you to hold on to that. I don't want you to let that feeling go. When you start to feel that momentum slipping, you instantly need to be able to look around and see where's the slip. What's causing the slip? What's causing me to lose momentum? A lot of the times, majority, it's going to be you, right? Majority of the time, it's going to be you. So if you know things you do that destroy, slow down, kill the momentum, once you have that and you know, I do this, you could easily stop doing that, right? Then you look and you say, man, if I'm not allowing myself to do it because it destroys my momentum, I'm not going to let these people around me neither, because they're going to increase me to do what I already know destroys my momentum, and then I don't get what I want. How do I know what I want? Because I wrote it down. You see what I mean? All right, so I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that. Now, there's people, when you talk about your plan and you write your plan down, don't share it with everybody. Everybody is not qualified to have your plan, right? You're still in high school. You're young. You're sharing a big dream, a big vision with people who already gave up on their dreams and their visions. Think about that. You're young in high school with your whole life ahead of you. You have big dreams. You have big visions. You share it with people who already gave up on their dreams, their vision, for whatever reason. So all the pain they have, they pour onto you on why it's not going to work, and they try to get you away from that thing you're looking for. They lied to you. All right. That's what I'm telling you. Like, yo, they lied to you. Okay. So don't accept what they tell you. Do not accept what the people who gave up on their dreams, gave up on their vision, is telling you. It's not your business. You know what I mean? It's not. So I need you to make sure you stay laser focused. I stay laser focused. So I remember being in elementary school and being in special ed in elementary. They told me, Pierre, you got a learning disability. Pierre, you have a behavioral disability. And I'm thinking they're older and I'm believing everything they're telling me. I'm not realizing that I just have something. There's something about me that they're not able to teach me. They're not willing to make the necessary adjustments to give me what I need, so I can't rely on them, right? But I was believing them for so long. They lied to me. I was in special ed for behavior problems. I was in special ed for learning disabilities. Wow, it's crazy that when I got around the right people, I was able to learn what I needed to learn. Wow, it's crazy that when I was in certain environments and being treated certain ways, my behavior was different. So the behavior problems went away, the learning disability went away when I got away from the people that really weren't concerned with helping me to get there. They was lying to me. All right, listen, I'm not telling you that every teacher's lying to you. No, I got some phenomenal ones, right? Mr. Trophy, yo, dope history teacher. Mr. Trophy, my guy, right? Miss Petrarca, my art teacher, phenomenal. Okay, Miss Marandola, one of my teachers back in elementary, phenomenal. All right, like listen, I'm telling you, Miss Monte Carlo, you know what I mean? Yo, I promise you, I had some dope teachers. All right, had some real dope teachers. I'm not saying they're all like that. Mrs. Brown, phenomenal. By far, listen, if you ever see this, I'm looking for you, Miss Brown, West Warwick High School. I'm looking for you. I'm telling you, I am. Okay, listen, that's number one. Number two, I remember teachers telling me, Pierre, you're never going to be anything. Think about that. Teacher look you in your face. Hey, Pierre, you're never going to be nothing. Over time, I start to believe this. Okay. Over time, I start to believe this. They lied to me. They lied to me because I'm telling you, I'm something, right? I'm something. I am somebody. I'm dope. I'm phenomenal. I believe it, right? I promise you this, right? The third thing, I remember being in junior high school and teachers telling me, Pierre, you're borderline. I don't want to use the word because I don't want them to cancel it. You're borderline mentally handicapped. Okay, let's say that. You're borderline right? Y'all can fill in the rest. You know what I'm talking about, right? You've got a learning problem. You need to be a grade below where you are right now. Huh? I got a learning problem. I need to be a grade below where I am right now. Cool. Why don't you get me up to speed? Right? These are the things I'm telling you. When people do not know how to deal with you, when your dream is too big and people don't know what to say, people will just lie to you, right? People will lie to you like, yo, you don't belong here. That's not for you. Okay, what else they tell me? What's worse? I even remember accepting what they told me. That's the worst part, okay? I even remember accepting what they told me. Right now, I want you to think. Right, I want you to think. How many people say things to you that at one point you didn't believe them? You look at them and you're like, you're foolish. Yeah, right. And then that one day they say it to you, and it happens to be at a time where you're going through so much and you're sitting there, you're like, man, they must be right. Everything they've been telling me about myself, man, they got to be right. They're not wrong. Look what I'm going through. Look where I am. Look what's happening. It can't be wrong. They can't be wrong about everything. Listen, it's not about if they're wrong about everything. They're wrong about you can't do it. They're not qualified. Let me back up. I don't want to say they're wrong because maybe you can't, right? Maybe you can do it. Maybe you're 4'5" and you want to dunk the basketball. Like that's a lot of work. That's a lot of ground you got to cover, right? A lot of ear space you got to cover to get up from 4'5" to 10 feet to dunk the ball, right? But with the right help, can you? With the right technology, can you? Yes. People give you responses and answers based off information that they have, based off experiences they had. Their experience isn't yours. The information they're willing to go and learn isn't all you're willing to go learn. You're willing to learn more. So without enhancements, no, maybe you'll never dunk the ball. But with the right technology, oh my God, you can dunk so easily, right? I don't know. But neither do they. If people are not qualified to give you advice on the topic, stop being willing to accept it. You don't have to. Your age doesn't make you a genius. All right, I'm gonna leave that one right there. Your age does not make you a genius. Okay. What else? What else was I lied to about? Right. I want you to believe that you can exceed the expectations of others. I want you, right? I want you to believe that you can exceed the expectations of others. This becomes your fuel. This becomes your gas. When you know somebody says this, their expectations of me are way below what I believe, right? Way below what I believe, way below what I'm willing to accept. I'm going to rise above that, right? I'm going to rise above that. Why? I was a high school dropout. Yeah. Do you know what it's like when I say that out loud? Like, man, I was a high school dropout. I gave them exactly what they said about me. I hand delivered it to them. So I can't be mad at them. They told me I was this, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that, I couldn't do this. And I was like, hey, you're right here, I'm dropping out. I'm a high school dropout. Yeah, I did that, right? I dropped out. I told them they was right. I promise you, that's one of the things that haunt me. It haunts me. It bothers me that I allowed them to be right. I proved them right, right? Instead of proving them wrong. In that moment, said to me, when someone tells me I can't, I'm going to do it just to show them that I can. And if I don't want to do it anymore, I won't do it. But I'm going to show you that I can do it. That ended up being a double-edged sword because now I'm getting away from what I really want to do to prove something to you, and you're not even qualified. Stop letting people lie to you and long enough for you to believe the lie. When you feel like, yo, they're lying to me, right? Now, listen, don't get me wrong. Sometimes people telling you something and you just want to back up because you want to be rebellion, right? You got to separate that. You got to separate your pride from the reality, right? Separate your pride from the reality. I was around people who consistently fed me nonsense. But once I got around a whole new group of people, it really changed my life. So if I'm around a bunch of people that's feeding me nonsense, I start to believe the nonsense, right? And I'm in this group, I start to believe the nonsense. I want you to get this. And then I say, you know what, man? I'm gonna take a little vacation. I'm gonna go hang out over here. Wow, I like the way this feels. And at first it felt so weird. Like, yo, this is weird. They're corny. But then I started listening more. I started asking more questions. And I'm like, wow. And then I'm like, hold on. What's really the thing that's bothering me? The delivery. They don't talk like me, walk like me, act like me, move like me, think like me, nothing like me, right? That created the disconnect. So now I really need to see, like, yo, you know what? Do you mind explaining to me, like what was your upbringing? Like, where do you come from? I'm trying to establish common ground somewhere so that what they're saying to me can make sense, right? For me, so that I back up. Not so it makes sense to me, but so that I qualify them as being able to teach me something. If my thought process, if you didn't come from where I come from, you don't understand my mindset. You don't understand the things I had to overcome. So I think like this for a reason. Why do you think like that? I want to know that. And can we connect, right? So the minute they start to have conversations, start to tell me, man, I come from this. This is what my upbringing was like. I was in this foster home. I was in this abusive home. My parents was like this. I'm like, whoa, I ain't had to deal with none of that. How'd you do that? Like, that's crazy. What? Now, because I understood that you went through something and I can see it in your face, I can hear the pain in your voice. It's relatable now. Now I can learn from you. Now I can openly learn from you. Before that, my mental blocks stopped me from doing all of that. My mental block said to me, man, you ain't like me. You don't understand me. You don't know where I come from. You don't have the same pains I have. Yo, they got some pains I ain't never felt before. And I wouldn't want to feel. I got some pains they never felt before and wouldn't want to feel. But what if we learn from each other? You see how this happens? You see how that starts to take place, right? So I want you to understand that. I need you to get around some different people, okay? Changing your environment really changes your outlook. I had a conversation with a buddy of mine, man, and he was like, yo, Dub, It's my nickname right back home. He's like, yo, Dub, you remember coming up, man? Like we wasn't around a whole bunch of white guys. We didn't have a whole bunch of white people that was around us, right? And I'm being transparent with y'all because I need you to really get this. How I need you to understand how your environment shapes you. Your environment puts something in your mind that lets you say right or wrong. Okay, outside of your common sense. And he was like, yo, we would only be around people that walk like us, talk like us, look like us, act like us, been through the things we've been through, right? Live like us, all of that. I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let you finish, but I want you to finish telling me what you're saying. And he proceeded to tell me, he was like, yo, a few years ago, I ended up getting around some people, right? Now, mind you, we're both older. We're both in our 40s, right? Late 40s. Oof. Oh, we up there now, right? And he starts talking. And he's like, man, I got around these people and they taught me so much. They opened so many doors. They got me to think in ways I never thought before. Really helped my life to elevate. And they did more for me mentally, emotionally, than the people I came up with that I felt as though was it. That was it. This was the group. This is where I need to be. And I said, bro, I just had the same conversation, man. Same conversation, feel the same way. I will never look at anyone like that again. That's why I talk to you guys about strengths and weaknesses. I'm not aligning with you because you look like me, walk like me, talk like me, act like me, have the same experiences. What are we going to teach each other? I want to get around the people that come from a different environment, a different space, that have a different outlook on things so that they can share their outlook, share their experiences. I can share mine, right? And together we can come up with something that's phenomenal. That's where we are now, right? That's where we are now. So I'm telling you, when you change that environment, by far makes everything look different, okay? It changes what you hear and it helps you believe more about yourself. That's it. When I started to believe like so much more about myself, yo, life changed. Life changed. All right, let's go through this. Accomplish the small steps, because when you do, you start to feel big, bold, and unstoppable. Yo, let's bring that back. Let's bring that back. Accomplish. Yo, see, I was trying to do it right. Small steps, because right. Accomplish the small steps, because when you do, you start to feel big, bold, and unstoppable. Yo, I love that. I love that, right? I'm telling you I do. I can talk to anyone now. It don't matter if they went to college, got a PhD, got a GED, dropped out of high school, multi-million-dollar company, anybody now. Because that's how I feel. Anybody now. I'm going to talk to anybody now. Why is it glitching? Bear with me. Like, I don't need these glitches. I don't need these glitches, but I could talk to anybody now, right? I really want you to understand that. I feel comfortable speaking with anyone because I stopped believing what they said about me. I feel so comfortable now in any room. I believe if it's something that I want, I'm going to go get it. If it's something that I want, I'm going to learn whatever I need to learn if I really, really want it. You understand that? I hope you do, right? If you don't, I get it. I get it, right? But I hope you do. It all starts with not accepting what the naysayers are saying about you. How many times have you started to go do something? You got up and you said, yo, I'm going to go do this right now. I'm going to go do this. And somebody talked to you. And when they talked to you, it changed your mind and you did not go do the thing you said you was going to do. How many times has that happened to you? How many times have you said, this is what I'm going to go do, and somebody talked you out of it? Or you thought about the way it would make you look. It happened to me a lot of times. I told my wife, well, I don't know, probably like a year ago. I said, yo, when I put content out or I go into a room and I go to speak, I'm not worried about how people might look at me or what people might say about what I said or how I said it or how I do what I do. And from that point on, everything in my life changed.